And as always in these live streams, I do believe that we are live. Yes, we are. Huzzah, your favorite Crusader, Donny Crusader, your scruffy little hair Crusader, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm calling it like the COPPA podcast. Heck if I know. I'm just trying to discuss and bring you guys notification and news about all the crazy crap happening. You can tell I've been stressed out with all this. My mental health, I am legit. Mental health has gone crazy with all this crazy act. Let me get right into the news and stuff. As you guys can see by the title, 8-Bit Ryan did his thoughts about YouTube. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get that over with for him. Let me go to his channel and just share with you a little bit of video. We have more things to talk about, especially with stuff going on. We got extreme things going on, and it is really shocking.
So anything
of all
that's
the
maybe
stuff.
bright, maybe colorful.
Okay, the video is trying to go. But here's the, let me go back to what he's reading. Oh no, it wants to do an ad on me. How these ad blockers is already starting, or how this ad stuff have already happened. I can't even speak English. Do I even speak English correctly? Do I speak English, bro? Can I even speak English? Okay. I want to share a little bit from his video, but I advise you guys to go watch it for yourselves because it is really enduring. Because basically what 8-Bit Ryan's trying to talk about is he needs to take a break with everything going on. Oh, my echoing right there. And he wants to take a 2-week break, but he also talked about COPPA and stuff. And it's one of the things where it's really vague, and you guys know the news. So let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick for you guys if you guys are watching it right now. Let's go ahead and get the display going on right now. Oop. And we want to turn off this image 2 right here. Nope, image right there. Okay. This is basically what 8-Bit Ryan wants to talk about.
So what we're going to do is bring up a screen right here which says determining if your content is made for kids. Let's read through this and let's try and make some
I want to give a recap a little bit, guys.
We will require that you tell us whether or not your videos are made for kids. We are making these changes according to the agreement with the US Federal Trade Commission. Failure to set your content appropriately may result in consequences on YouTube or have legal consequences under COPPA and other laws. This is based on like literally making videos on games. We're provided some guidance on what is considered made for kids below, but we cannot provide legal advice. If you are unsure whether your videos meet the standard, we suggest you seek legal counsel. Bro, I might have to seek legal counsel over playing FNAF VR. And look, this is where things already become like stupid, okay? Because we see that this law is saying that if you're making content for kids, you're gonna have to try and figure something out. Bro, I make content for teens and above, and it's quite clear in the way I talk and stuff like that.
Teens and above.
What about if a kid watches my content? How's that my problem for 1 second? I don't control that.
That's another thing. Like, we can't control it, guys.
Teens and above, I'm gonna say that.
That's another thing. We can't control, us YouTubers, we can't control these certain stuff. Okay, yeah, but let's keep on going.
No, my video is not for kids. What about if a kid still sees it, you know? How is that legit my problem for 1 single second right there? Listen, guys, I kind of understand the basis of why this thing is even being implemented, and I think maybe what they were trying to target and potentially what they're actually going for with this is, let's say, Baby Shark, we've got those ABC songs and like nursery rhymes where people throw up these animations that are like an hour long, and they're definitely designed for kids. It's a different area of YouTube entirely, and you've got to search to get there. Now, these channels must have found a gold mine for that sort of content and really promoting that for kids who are very young. I suppose this is where this law would make sense for that to intervene, because these are videos that are specifically targeting children.
This is how you know a few things, guys.
People. Therefore, it makes sense why ads wouldn't be played on this. YouTube Kids no doubt promotes most of this stuff, so it kind of feels like that this law should be applied more over there, because to have a YouTube account in the first place, you have to be 13.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so we search this up here. You've got to be 13. It is the legal age. What about if a kid lies about his age, though? How is that, again, my problem?
Again, like we talked in the last stream.
Is 21 and then proceeds to watch my content. Here's something I went ahead and looked at because, of course, we have no choice but to do this. My demographics for my channel is, I think, about 93% of...
Okay, I just want to give you a taste of what that video he was talking about. I advise you to go watch it right now. He gives a lot more details and stuff of what's going to happen. He is getting really stressed out with his mental health and everything, and that's one of the things that I believe is causing a lot of problems is his mental health is the way COPPA is doing for people. Not just him, but for everyone else. I do want to share a little bit more right here with the COPPA Act and see what his thoughts and details with it was.
Activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple
These are all what appeals to children, by the way.
songs or games or early education. Simple songs, again, they could be implying the whole ABC thing for that, which again, that makes perfect sense. Play acting, that as well taps exactly into something which was a problem about 2 years ago. There was this phase where there were grown-ups, and I'm sure some of you guys even remember this. They would dress up in like Spider-Man and like
I remember that.
Elsa
The whole,
costumes. They would, like, go in weird places and they would start play acting these scenarios with weird music and sound effects behind it. Again, targeted for children, we know that. Let's see, the next one here, whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems for children. Again, I understand that one. That's targeting the right area. Any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience, like empirical evidence of the video's audience. This is actually a good thing, this last one here, because that means that if something is classified as for kids, you could show them your demographics where it shows that the watchers are of a certain age, and therefore they understand that maybe it was just caught in the crossfire. Now,
okay, there you go. Basically, I advise you to go watch 8-Bit Ryan's video to get more details, but I kind of want to show a little bit here on the cast, showing you stuff of some of the details of what's going on and how it's affecting people, and give you a quick recap of what COPPA is. COPPA is an act that was enacted in the 1990s to protect children, and now it's kind of turned into a thing where it's really affecting a lot of YouTubers. Like, if your channel is identified as a child channel, even though you said it as not for kids, and kids being what he just said, ages 13 and under, your ads get taken away, you like lose a lot of revenue, your comments are disabled, your community tab is disabled, and you could all out get banned completely from YouTube, and your channel could get deleted, which is really suckish and really bad about all this shit going down. And it's one of them things where also 8-Bit Ryan talks about in his thing where he doesn't want to keep cussing in his videos. Like, usually when he does his videos, he doesn't really cuss. He usually blurs out and adds funny sound effects. And that's the way he is. That's the way he loves. And that's one of the great things that I like, especially for me. I kind of was inspired to do some of that stuff on my channel, even though I push more towards animations now. And it's one of them things where you still can get caught, or not caught per se, can still be identified as a kid channel by the FTC. They could identify you as that, even though you're not. And it's one of the things where if you do want to keep doing it, it's a moral standpoint where it's kind of hard. He says this in the video, and I don't know where it is on the time frame, but I'm just going to tell you where the reason he doesn't add like so much cussing and stuff in his video is, like, say someone's watching this on a bus, school bus, regular bus, or whatever, and he has it up loud, he has no headphones. He doesn't want someone behind him hearing in front like all that profanity and stuff and being all out nuisance to everyone. That's why he just does it for fun and not hurt people. And I advise you to go watch it more in more details. The thing is about COPPA, we need to fight back. We all need to gather together and defend our YouTube. Because if we don't, we're all going to get affected one way or another, no matter what. And that's really hard, especially coming from a YouTuber called 8-Bit Ryan, where he's literally across the globe right now. I believe he is in Britain some way or another. I might be wrong about that, so I apologize. But he has a point where it's going after everyone with these laws, and it's really a sad thing. We're going to get in more details later on about a lawyer who has talked about this here on YouTube and given more details of that. But let's get to the finer point. I want to share a tweet by Pewdiepies. Okay, as you guys know, Pewdiepies, biggest platform on the channel and everything. So that's one of the things he does. He does gaming. He does meme review. Well, you all know Pewdiepies. He get in the fight with T-Series long ago and stuff like that. And one of the things is about this, he tweeted out this right here. And let me see if I can find the tweet right now. Hopefully I can, if my Twitter will be, better not messing with me. Okay, this is one of the things right here, and I want to read a few things going on. Right here. PewDiePie tweeted this about 12 hours ago. Any channels that are flagged for kids by YouTubers yet? He wants to know if this has happened yet. And no, it hasn't. Someone did, but there is some people who are getting flagged who has not marked their channels yet, which it hasn't. One is I did a Pokemon Sword Shield gameplay on my channel. Was a whole 20 minutes, and I marked it not for kids. 2 days later, it marks for kids. Jumping on this, if you think your content is not made for kids, you are able, this is from Team YouTube now, you are able to change the audience settings in Videos tab, the Audio Studio. And that doesn't really help either when it was automatically changed in the first place. That's another thing. It's YouTube's algorithm that's going to be messing up if it's already getting started right here. And that's one of the things I want to tweet about, because a lot of people are saying, yes, it has, yes, it's not. And it's going beyond bonkers right now, which is sad to say. And especially for a Pokemon video where a lot of kids play Pokemon, but yet, since Pokemon's really from the 80s and 90s, a lot of adults is going to be playing it too, because I personally play Pokemon. I have Pokemon Sword right here. I finally got it back into Pokemon. The last Pokemon I played was Pokemon, I would believe, was Sun and Moon. I didn't play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because I didn't like how it was going out. And I didn't play Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu. Not because I didn't have a Switch at the time. It's just that I didn't really feel like it was Pokemon anymore. But for this, I felt something for it, even though Game Freak lied about a few things. But I'm playing it, and I went in it like to it unknown, like I do with usually every Pokemon game. And at the moment, I'm actually quite satisfied. I am kind of sad that I can't bring some of my Pokemon from the past in yet, which I really hope I can do later on. But that's for a story for another time for me personally. But back to this cop act, there's going to be tons of YouTubers that's being affected by this, guys, and it's going to be a really hard thing. And we're going to just get through it. Let me go ahead and turn the image back on. Oop, nope, that's wrong thing. Technical difficulties. Turn that off. There we go. That's how we're talking about, everyone. And that's pretty much it from that news. Let me go ahead and join the chat. I do have headphones here with me who would like to say a few things, so yay. What's up, man?
What's up?
Okay, what is your personal thoughts, since you're a small YouTuber through all this, what is your personal thoughts of how you think this is going to affect you uh, in this, like for your channels?
Well, I mean, doesn't it have a high chance of deleting both of my channels?
Hmm?
So if that's the case, I'm literally just going to lose everything I worked for. Like every bit of my imagination just down the drain, all for nothing.
A lot of people, as you know, is starting to either delete their channels, which they shouldn't do that right yet. You guys need to calm down, like we said in the last podcast, like slow your roll. But a lot of them has privatized a lot of their videos just in case for protection. And do you feel like if is that a better strategy for now is to be safe and just privatize or unlist a good amount of your videos until we can get this straight? I don't know if that's a good strategy or not. I have enlisted a good amount of my videos when this first happened because I freaked out and I wasn't taking a deep breath and looking at the whole situation. But it may be coming towards the time of December 9th. It might be a good chance to do some of that, especially if you're an animation channel or some type of gaming channel. If you live stream Roblox, live stream pretty much anything that looks like it's kid friendly, as we talked about in the other videos and on the terms of service, do you think it might be a good idea to unlist some of them videos?
Um, yes, yes, in ways, yes. Another great way, like I mentioned in the last one, is have a backup channel, and you can also do this as well. You can unlist all your current videos, but put those unlisted videos on another channel, and when time comes, see if they get deleted.
Hmm. That is true. One of the things is about this whole situation is I want to talk about deeply. This is a really hard topic to talk about, but I feel like it does need to be out there. Mental health for a lot of people in this. There is, as you guys know, and as you know, a lot of people use YouTube, they use video games, they use this stuff to escape reality, especially when times are tough, and especially when they are possibly getting bullied at school or anything like that in the cases. What do you think the repercussion is when say someone does have like depression or anxiety and they come back to YouTube to see their favorite YouTube or watch one of their favorite videos, but it's gone and they can't find it, and it's because this cop act's taking it down or anything like that, or they can't even comment on any video of their favorite YouTuber because sometimes the YouTubers will reply and say, "You have an awesome day, keep on going." What do you feel like the repercussions of that's going to be?
It's honestly going to be a huge mess because like those people need other people. They're kind of counting on that specific person. There could be a lot of penalties, like more suicidal rates going up. Um, just it's
I want,
basically
yeah.
it's going to hurt everyone.
Since you brought that up, I have to say this and mention this because I was actually watching a John live stream. He was talking about this just a little bit ago, guys. He was just talking about John's like a YouTuber that's like 49,000 subscribers right now, and he does a lot of work with like I think sometimes he does things with Uni Comics, Newscape Pro, I believe. but he also does a lot of his own shows, and he gets like the biggest amount of views as a big YouTuber does with his Minecraft machinimas and things like that, or role plays. But one of the things he was talking about was there's someone on Twitter right now. One second, get back, you get out of here. I apologize, everyone. I have a cat that wanted to knock stuff out and over. But back to the point, they was actually talking about, this was just news, that someone apparently, and this is, I have not confirmed this, so please don't take this lightly, but someone on Twitter was so freaking out about this, about YouTube. I believe he ended his own life. I do not know if this is confirmed or true. Do not take this as actual news from me, but they was talking about this. They could not tell if this was confirmed or not. But the sheer thought of something like this actually happening is just beyond recognition, especially since it's so early, kind of before this stuff is enacted. And that's how bad it is, because the anxiety, depression, everyone's getting affected by it now. And someone legit did that, if it was true. And it comes to the thing is, will the FTC notice this? Will the commissioner of the FTC say, oh, we may have made a great mistake? And hopefully they can hear our thoughts. I truly, honestly believe the FTC is trying to protect the children, but there's a better way to protect it. One of the ways that people said was there's YouTube Premium with YouTube Kids, where YouTube Kids doesn't get any ads or nothing like that because it's YouTube Kids. But also there's YouTube Premium where adults can have uh, their accounts connected in different ways, where it stops any ads being tracked and all that other stuff like that. And it comes to a point, I say and a lot because I'm trying to get the facts out, and I apologize, everyone, if I'm stuttering, because I just want to make sure I'm saying everything correctly. I'm looking at some notes here that I have because I want to tell the truth. And if it's somewhat not the truth, I will let you guys know. Like, say, take this with a grain of salt or some slang as that. But hopefully they can hear us, because links in the description below right now, guys. Go to it. There is a petition right now to try to stop the FTC from doing this. It's a petition. We are at almost 400,000 petitionees. Links in the description below. Go that. And plus, before December 9th, there is also a link to a governmental website where you can express your concerns to the FTC. Even if you're not a YouTube creator, you're still a YouTube viewer. And I would really appreciate it if you go and express your concerns, because the viewers will get affected most of all. And that's one of them sad things. Let's see here. I am going to, even 8-Bit Ryan on his video, if you guys have not seen it, go watch it. Has put a link to the petition. I want to show it on screen right here and see how many we have, if it will pop up for me. Give me a second, everyone. I apologize. We're going to turn this.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, what is your question?
So YouTube Kids is only an app, right? It's not actually a website.
I am not for sure if it's actual website or not. I cannot confirm that at the moment. Oh, just in. We are at actually confirmed. We're at 401,547 petitions, and we're so close. We are literally 100,000 petitions away from our goal of 500,000. And if we reach that, we're most likely going to shoot for 1 million. As you guys know, if you go to the links description to this petitionee, you can watch the YouTube video that's linked in there, telling you more details of what's going on. We need not only save family-friendly content, but to save all of our content on YouTube, because everyone's going to get affected in one way or another. Even if you don't intend your content to be for children, or if you're watching a video that you think is not really intended for children, YouTube may label it as that, and you won't be able to comment or none of that as well because of the FTC.
So I have a thought about something.
What is your thought?
So if it isn't a website, a great way to fix all of this is just make it a website. kids.youtube.com. That'll be the link. And for a limited time area, you can check which videos is for kids. Like, you can manually click on which is for kids, and it'll be automatically uploaded by that.
Yes.
And to a certain date, then it'll be uploaded to there.
That could be an idea. One of the ideas we talked about, was like YouTube Premium, YouTube Kids. One of the ideas that many people talk about for YouTube, let the kids, because a lot of kids make fake accounts, especially without their parents knowing. Let the kids make their own account, because it's like one of them things where it could be someone who's age 11 but they want to watch a YouTuber that's on regular YouTube that doesn't really make content for kids. It's a content for everyone's, like, say, rated teen. For example, 8-Bit Ryan. 8-Bit Ryan's a rated teen type channel because he doesn't really do a lot of cussing. He just has all the wacky sound effects and stuff in it. But yet, at the same time, it's definitely not for kids under the age, especially when he plays these horror games like Outlast and such as that. And you could say the same thing for a lot of YouTubers, say Sky Does Minecraft or John in a way, because John does Minecraft machinimas and role plays, and some of his stuff is actually really dark. It's not really comedy. It's not really kid related. It's one of his, I believe, his RPs talks about a struggle in his life of depression, things like that, and kids should not watch it. But sometimes kids want to watch some of this, but they can't because that wouldn't be on the YouTube Kids app or anywhere else. So they make these fake accounts and it just kind of screws everything over when they do that. I would say is how about if a kid really wants to do this, of course, have parents watch them, but let YouTube have a thing where they can register a channel if it's under 13. Say they can register their age, say a child at 11 registers on YouTube, age 11. YouTube will see that, okay, that's an age 11 thing. Uh, it has to be confirmed that channel or account is going to be linked to a parent or guardian's channel, so they confirm it there. And that way, if that child is on his or her account and they go to a YouTuber's video or whatever, that way it can say, okay, this person's watching this. We will not play no ads on this video while they're watching it and everything. The channel has, I can't even speak of them. The child's account has been disabled to apply any comments anywhere, so they wouldn't be able to comment on any video. It's similar, it's kind of a simple solution right there, but it's a one solution of many that can do way much better than what it is now. I hope I explained that a little bit better. And it'll be connected to a parents or legal guardian's account as well, so they can monitor their child. Let them know what they've been watching as well. So that is one way they can do it. Or like you just said, headphones. It just really amazes me at this entire crapshoot of happening, of how this actually happened. And yes, it's YouTube's fault, but at the same time, there's been a lot of stuff leading up to this. Like if you remember what was they were going on, there was a family friendly channel that turns out that the father was abusing the kids and they was using the kids to make revenue and stuff for that. And that's one of the sad things that happens. And it just led up, like there's many things that kind of led up to this point where we don't want nothing happening to kids. We want to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
But there wouldn't be a YouTube anymore. There wouldn't be any content anymore if this goes the way it's going. Everything that people has worked for would be destroyed. Because one ways for people who make these content is by YouTube's algorithm is like if many people comments on your videos or many people who's watched your video hits the like button, your video will get recommended. It will go great and smoothly. But if you are identified as a kids channel, all that comments get taken away, all your likes get taken away, the video is just literally dead in the water. It doesn't go nowhere. You may get 1 to 2 views from like maybe possibly adults, and we all can't register an account or register a video as like age restricted, because if we do, then you would get more limited ads than that because you get 90% like less revenue on a video that's age restricted to 18. And that's another thing. If your video is kid related, you also get 90% less revenue as well for some of these people out there. So really, it's extremely hard. You got to meet in the middle, and even with that, it's not even going to help out as well. Some people say, "Oh, it's best to age restrict all the videos." No, it's not, because if you try to do that and say it's age restricted, whatever you play in Minecraft or Roblox or something, the FTC is going to look at it and say, "Hey, you lied. You said that wasn't for kids." And they fine you $42,000 saying it was for kids, and because they're trying to beat the system. It's a big shit show.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know anymore, everybody. That's why I'm doing these little podcasts, is to talk with people, to get their opinions and try to get the word out there. If you have not done it yet, I advise you to go Links in the description below. Sign the petition. Let the FTC know. I also have a link to the description of the Twitter account to the FTC. Please go tweet them out, telling them to please protect us. Please do not, and if just anything at this point, just please beg them. I honestly don't know anymore, dude.
Neither do I.
Okay. Well, basically now we did get some news in about what we said with 8-Bit Ryan, and then we get news in with PewDiePie talking about a few things. But what else is out there at the moment? I have no idea. One of the things I do want to talk about is with a lawyer right now. I'm going to deafen myself and show a video. Let me find the video at the moment.
All right, I'll be back too, so take your time.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Everyone's been talking about seeking legal advice from this. Even YouTube says legal advice. I want you guys to listen to a few things from this lawyer that I found that's on YouTube. He talks about this stuff. He's really intelligent, and I advise you to go look up the channel. I believe his name is Ayan Corzine. Sorry if I don't say that correctly. I am bad at stuff. I am tired, guys. I am legit tired. I've been losing, I think I've lost a lot amount of sleep on this, and I shouldn't be losing sleep about this. It's this thing when I try to go to bed even at a decent time, I'm still stuck in my head about this whole COPPA thing, and I end up just pulling out my phone or pulling out my Switch and just play a little bit of a game, try to go to bed, but it ends up not working out very well. And so I literally didn't get up until like way later today. Even when someone asked me to get up to help them, I could not do it. And even right now, it's doing the mental health thing is just trolling, is really hurting a lot of people right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, deafen myself. This right here, everyone, I want to show this correctly for everyone. That way, everyone has an idea. This lawyer, YouTube lawyer here, he makes a lot of points and facts about this. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go into this timestamp I have right here.
For kids 13 and over. The FTC seemed to buy it because for 6 years or so, they did not enforce.
I actually want to remind that is not the right one. I want to talk about the history of the COPPA Act. I think it's right about here.
Not access the web cookies made by children under the age of 13 without parental consent. Also at this time in about 2000.
He was talking about the web cookies we all know that helps you track for ads and stuff like that.
2013, kids content on YouTube and other social media platforms was blowing up. More and more creators were joining on and creating kids content as a means to earn a living. YouTube basically took a hands-off approach during this period, and they continued to collect ad revenue. If they were ever approached about the 2013 amendment to COPPA, they said, listen, it's not applicable to us because YouTube is for kids 13 and over. The FTC seemed to buy it because for 6 years or so, they did not enforce the 2013 amendment on YouTube. But in the next few years, the statistics showed that kids continued to use YouTube and other social media platforms as their main entertainment source. I guess in 2016, 73% of kids 8 to 11 were using YouTube regularly on a weekly basis. For 12-year-olds, over 87% were watching YouTube for many hours per week. And then the implosion happened. In April of 2018, 20 child advocacy groups.
I just want to point this out real quick. If YouTube is not supposed to have accounts here on regular YouTube, if you can't have another account if you're under 12 and under, then where are these statistics coming from that children are watching that? That's one of them things is where like why? Like it's a big
filed a complaint in the FCC against YouTube. They complained that YouTube was lying when it said that the platform was for kids 13 years and older. They argue that there were millions upon millions of examples of content on YouTube that was geared directly to kids that were younger than 13 years.
I am forgetting that there's people who make family-friendly content, and some of those is like what 8-Bit Ryan said, Baby Shark to do, and them hour-long playlists and cartoons. That could be a statistic right there.
Years of age. In fact, they even said that YouTube's algorithm was specifically programmed to funnel kids content and bring in kids younger than 13 years of age on the platform. The advocacy group said that this was a blatant violation of the FTC's 2013 amendment, and therefore YouTube should be barred from having kids content on the platform.
And this is when this all kind of started happening, where the problem started happening more for COPPA with us and you.
Facing big political pressure from these advocacy groups, as well as possibly the executive administration, the FTC filed a civil complaint against YouTube. It alleged that YouTube violated the 2013 amendment and that YouTube owed it $42,530 per violation of this amendment, and that YouTube should be forever barred from marketing to children who are under the age of 13 years old. YouTube settled this civil complaint in 2019 and forever changed the platform and creator and viewers' experience on the platform. As a part of the settlement, YouTube agreed to pay a $170 million fine and to stop providing kids content on the platform, and a lot of other changes to the platform that we'll get to in a moment.
That's one of the things I want to talk about, is that YouTube could have done a little bit better with that. They could have handed the money, but they also could have made everything a bit more better, I guess you can say, about how to implement this stuff, because everything is still vague. There could have been a better job done, and hopefully there will be a better job done if we have any say-so about it. Like I said, links description below to the petition and everything else.
What's really bothering me right now is that YouTube is not telling us the whole story about COPPA. They admit they were sued. They paid a huge fine for transmission of web cookie information about kids younger than 13 years of old. They've told us that we need to mark our videos as either children's content or not children's content. Otherwise, we could face compliance issues. But YouTube doesn't tell us what compliance issue means. What the heck do they mean by compliance issues? Well, I've spent some serious time on this issue. I've read COPPA front to back, through and through. I've read the case law. Well, I can tell you that what compliance issue means is that if you make a video that somewhere out there the FTC or YouTube determines is a video that's primarily directed to kids younger than 13 years of age, and you haven't marked it as such, then the FTC can sue you for $42,530, get depublication of your video, and perhaps have your account on YouTube entirely terminated. If you have multiple kid-directed videos,
this is where everyone's like extremely scared, guys, because no one wants to get fined. No one wants that. And we all know this already, but he's going to get into bigger details from what I watched. So watch and pay attention closely. I advise you to go check him out. He is a lawyer.
Videos on your account and you haven't marked them as such, then you can be fined that $42,000 in change for each video that is a violation of the 2013 amendment and the FTC settlement with YouTube. And what's really disturbing is I'm told about the settlement, YouTube contemplates that the FTC will perform periodic sweeps of YouTube and they'll identify creators that...
It's not YouTube. It's not YouTube that's going to be majority doing this. It's going to be the FTC to view every video. So even if you say that it's not for kids, like we discussed in the last time, like the FTC doesn't get our lingo. It doesn't get our pop culture today. So it's going to be a bit tough.
Aren't marking their videos appropriately or have marked their videos the way they believed it was appropriately, but the FTC or YouTube determined it was kids content, and therefore the FTC can bring a lawsuit against those creators. Can you imagine if you were a creator and you made a video that was primarily directed at 15-year-olds, but the FTC or YouTube disagreed, and therefore they said this was kids content, and therefore they are going to terminate your channel and they're going to sue you for many thousands of dollars. Can you imagine that? Are you going to stay on the platform and continue to make videos? I think a better question is, are you going to stay in America? In a
True.
lot of ways, I feel betrayed by YouTube. In this FTC settlement, they could have just taken a hit and come up with some better strategy to help kids creators.
That's one of the things that I'm so mad at. Like, YouTube could have done a better job, to be honest with you.
Continue to make money on the platform and also not sacrifice the personal information
Yes.
of kids younger than 13 years old.
Exactly.
But I see with this settlement, they basically surrendered to the FTC. Yeah, go ahead and sweep YouTube and look for our creators and sue them. I'm also tempted to feel hopeless, but I'm not quite there yet. There is a way that you and I as creators can fight this. I'm gonna tell you about that method at the end of this video.
He's talking about the petition and the legal thing for you guys to go do that. But let me fast forward here.
As either child videos
This is
or
where
not
you go
child
select
videos,
it in your
or if you
YouTube
have both,
studio.
you can mark each video in your catalog as either a child video or not a child video. How do creators know whether their video is a child video under the FTC rules or not? Well, YouTube does provide us with a handy dandy determine whether or not your video is kid directed. You as the creator must analyze, and I quote, the
Basically, before I skipped ahead, I was trying to save some time here. But basically what he said was the handy dandy notebook of cheats, I guess you can say.
subject matter of the online service, the video's visual content, whether the video has animated characters or child-oriented text.
See, this is where it's going to affect me hard because I do animated characters and animated videos, but it's mostly try to diverse between everyone or mostly rated teen because I have crude humor, I have memes and stuff in there. That's not really suitable for kids 12 and under, but yet the FTC will probably not see that way.
Activities, incentives, I don't know what that is.
I don't know
Music
either.
or audio in the video, age of the models in the video, presence of child celebrities or celebrities who appeal to children, language or other characteristics of the online service, and whether the advertising on the online service is directed at children. Wow, at the end of the video, YouTube says you should consult a lawyer about whether or not your video is kid directed or not.
Now, this is where it becomes a bit boom, everyone, like boom, shocking in your head. So I advise you to pay attention. He is a lawyer. He knows this and everything. He's been through this tons of times before.
Listen, I'm a social media lawyer. I've read through these factors multiple times. They're written actually by administrative officials and not legislators, and I can't even tell what they mean, let alone give advice to creators about whether or not they factor in favor of kids content or not kids content.
And there you go. That's the thing about this YouTuber. He is a social media YouTuber. He's a lawyer, social media lawyer, however you say it. Even he can't give us legal advice. So I wonder what type of lawyer out there that can. I don't know. You may have to find out for yourself. But it's not really looking good because this is really bonkers. This whole situation is bonkers. It was really ridiculous. We're talking about protecting the kids and everything, but really, who's being childish? Who's being the kid right now? And it makes me think that possibly the FTC or some people up there is having a temper tantrum about this. And it's just, someone's not getting their way and it's causing a lot of problems.
Going through these factors leads me to the undeniable conclusion that YouTube failed to tell us. They did not disclose that these 10 factors are unworkable on a day-to-day basis.
They are.
I can think of dozens of examples of videos that have like kids themes, but were made for adults.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of Emma Chamberlain and her collaboration with Jojo Siwa, Cody Ko's kids content, or what about the channel What's Inside, where Dad Dan and his son Lincoln cut open stuff to see what's inside? Is it a kids channel? Is it an adults channel? I watch it all the time. Cody Ko kids content video.
He cusses
He
sometimes.
swears in the video.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he intended that video for kids, but it has lots of kids themes. It has Nerf battles and lots of kids running around. Is that going to be a video that's going to get Cody Ko in trouble with the FTC?
And that's where this is always coming from, guys. You guys go watch the rest of the video for yourselves. Go look up Ian Ross right here. He is a lawyer YouTuber. He knows what he's talking about. I advise you to go check out his details of everything going more. I just wanted to share with some things and give you thoughts on that. It's really, I just want to give you the big, like, juicy points to it, because that is becoming the problem right there for all of us, which is the sad thing about all this. I even he was a lawyer, and he can't give us any type of advice or legal advice about all this, sadly. That's like a major sad thing to this. Okay, I'm gonna undeafen myself and talk back to headphones. Okay, headphones, pretty much what I shared was the whole lawyer video, and if you wasn't watching the stream or whatever, let me give you the lowdown. The lawyer in this video, he's a big social media lawyer. He's looked through this time and before. He's dug through the details, and he even said he can't even give legal advice, because you know how YouTube said seek legal advice. Even he cannot give legal advice through all this, and he's a lawyer, because of how vague and convoluted this whole thing is.
Wow.
That's how big and bad this is. And even he said go join the petition to try to stop this. What? Let me look at the petition right now. What are we at? We are, I need to refresh the page. We are at 403,000 have signed, and it's rising. Hopefully by tomorrow or tonight, everyone, we can get this up, because we need to fight and defend our YouTube. Like I said, with the reproductions, no, we ain't talking about that. Whoa, the repercussions. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. Damn it, you need to stop thinking about them. Stop thinking about them stuff to do it in the middle of the night. You know better. We need to think of the repercussions of what's going to happen to everyone. Like we said, mental health. I am actually majorly concerned about the mental health of everything. I am not a doctor.
Especially anxiety.
Yeah.
Even, especially YouTubers themselves with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Because we mainly thought about the viewers with anxiety, but what about the actual, YouTubers that?
Because they do this as
with their anxiety.
They do this as their livelihood right here. Some of them do. They do this because it's a job like any rest. You need to treat a job like any job and have backup plans. But it's one of them things where it's a job that you love and you don't want to lose it. And what would this cause if you do lose it? You lose everything you've built, lose everything. It's basically your company, and everything's going to crash due to one stupid little law that will force you to pretty much go bankrupt, maybe. Who knows what the repercussions, like I said, is, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. I just don't know anymore. And if you guys want to chat with me in the call, links in the description below to my Discord to come and join the chat if you want. If you're watching it right now, you can come and give me your opinions. I'm in the podcast text center or the voice center of this, so come and join if you want to express your thoughts about this whole FTC thing. But you also got to think in the mindset of the FTC of why are they doing this. Of course, from what we watched in some of the videos here, we get the gist of why they are doing it. They want to protect the kids, and YouTube did fail us on a big part about that. But one of the things I do want to say is, do they truly understand what separates kids? Because that comes back to, does it truly I can't even speak. Do they truly understand between the separation of kids and not kids, rated teen or for everyone? That's one of them things where I don't know if they truly do. Because we remember the whole Article 13 situation some months ago, where when they made this act come in, where they had this law be put in, a lot of politicians came out of there, and a lot of people were furious with them, and they had to play it off like, oh, that was that? I did not know what I was doing. I thought it was something different and everything. Like, they was ignorant. They didn't know anything about it. And I got a feeling that there's probably some FTC people in there that's possibly the same way. I'm not saying they're all stupid. I'm not saying they're idiots and everything. But there is a point where some of them probably are, or they just don't understand, like I said, the pop culture of today. They may have been years. They've probably got more experience than I do. They've lived on this earth a long time, more than I do. But then again, there's people who have and don't understand the lingo of things as well. The thing is, back then in the 90s, like, it was the act was put in to protect children, and back then, they didn't have cell phones and stuff like they do today. I didn't even get a cell phone until I was, like, 16 to 17. I had that old flip phone, if I remember correctly. I had a flip phone, everyone. That's how old, I guess you could say, I was at the time.
My first phone too was a flip phone.
Uh, TTB Birdie says, "I don't know why my content is going to, I don't know if my content is going to survive in the future because I make speed paint art that is not directly for kids, and you can see it in my thumbnails." Yeah, that's one of them things about this whole ordeal that's happening, is that you just don't know who's all going to get affected, and it's one of them things where we got to express our concerns to the FTC. So that's why I said links to the description below. Make sure you sign the petition. Make sure you send them right there at the government website. Send them a lengthy little, I think it's like 500 words or whatever you can send them, and talk to them and tell them what it is. The FTC are outdated. In a way, yes. Like I said, I don't even know why some kids need cell phones. Like, I saw a kid who had a brand new, like, Samsung Galaxy phone. I was like, that's a very expensive piece of equipment.
Mhm.
I don't think you need that. And that's one of the things, like, back then when I asked my parents for a cell phone, like, "Can I have a cell phone?" I was like, even though I was 13, they're like, "Why you need a cell phone? We're right here." Like, legit, like, we're right here. And I'm like, kids don't really need cell phones at the ages of even at 11 or 12 or under. They don't need any of that. To be honest with you, my personal opinion, they don't need it. Now, when they get older, like I said, you can make a YouTube account when you're 13 years and over, and they want to start making content. I believe that's a great learning experience. Like, give them a tablet if they want to do art, or you can give them a cell phone. And there's probably cheap touchscreen phones like I got. Mine was like a $20 cheap phone when I
You know,
first got it.
not even tablets. You could just go out to the dollar store, get yourself a drawing or a sketchbook.
Yeah, you can even start with a sketchbook and practice with that until you can get one. But it comes to the point where you just don't know anymore. Whether what your channel is going to be identified as kids or not is really depending on what the FTC says it all is going to be, because they have the final say so. The last resort of the FTC takes over that some people can possibly move to Twitch. Let me get into details with that real quick. I gotta open the door and let my cat out. Tiny. He's probably got to go to the bathroom. One of the things is this. Yes, a lot of people can move to Twitch, but you can't upload videos to Twitch, sadly. It's a streaming platform service. A lot of people don't like streaming. They like editing, making these videos, especially if there's people who's making skits and animations. I personally make Minecraft animations here on my channel. I'm expanding. I have this new show that I'm trying to get done called Crusade Chronicles. I'm trying to edit episode 1. Or not edit. I'm trying to animate or finish animating. It's going to be like a big 2-part series. And it's one of them things where I can't go to Twitch and upload that. I could stream it, but it's going to be really hard. It wouldn't have any of the great edit details to it. I would have to, like, make it more of a hassle. So it comes down like, yeah, you can move to Twitch, but you can't really do what you love that much anymore. And don't get me wrong, Twitch is probably good, like I said, for streaming. But what about those people who make the content as, like, skits to animations to want to make edit games, or people who make, like, say, machinimas here? They make Gary's Mod machinimas, Minecraft machinimas, all that. They can't really do that while they're live streaming it. Like, they can't live stream all of it. Like, yeah, they can. They can do, like, a live RP, I guess, your way. But everyone would be seeing them set up the things, doing all that, and really, what would be the point? Like, it comes to things where, is there really another platform that we can go to? I guess you could say the only other platform we can sort of go to would be Facebook, because you could upload your videos there, make your own, like, little account thing and upload stuff like that, but it wouldn't have any thumbnails, really. And the only thing that people I see on Facebook now is they're also streaming, so they're streaming on Facebook. So really, it's more of a streaming platform now for Facebook, besides, getting in touch with each other.
Plus the way pages get noticed on there is not really good.
True. But right now, like I said, everyone, if you're watching or if you're seeing this after it's put up, please go in the link description below, sign the petition, and let your voice be known to the FTC. If you have a Twitter, I have also linked down in the description below the FTC's Twitter page, and there you can also find the commissioners of the FTC Twitter page, and go let him know some stuff. Tell him like, hey, this is wrong. Listen to our voices. And the thing is, what really ticks me off is the FTC is serious about this, because they put out one of them captions. I think it was either 2 weeks ago or a few days ago, during the whole like news report when this is happening, when they's having it live. The representative out there to the FTC, someone asked him like, "What will you do to the content creators who are really can't comply or won't comply to some of this?" And they said this. He says, "We are going to review every video manually. We're going to have a team set up, and what it's going to be is we're going after them." And this is his exact words: "YouTube is the barrel. YouTubers are the fish, and it's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel." Legit, like legit, guys. That's exact words. So they are serious, and they are actually going after this. And that felt like a direct attack to us. And so it makes you think, like, even if we get this in where they listen, they're going to have to, because, we're protesting. We have enough things to change people's minds to listen to this. Because even after this whole thing, even if it does happen, and it starts, like, changing a lot of things, taking away YouTubers, we're going to keep on fighting until it's reversed, if it does happen. I believe we will have to keep on fighting to make sure it gets reversed. If it
And
actually
that
does
works,
happen.
honestly, because
It does.
here's proof. You
Because
know
the
the
aftermath
vape
can
flavor
be,
bans?
yeah.
Well, Donald Trump is actually, not going to go with that, go through with that anymore.
Was he
The
not going?
Flavors are not going to be banned.
Was he not going to go through anymore?
Banning vape flavors.
Oh, he's not going to do that. Like, they actually got a petition for him not to ban stuff.
Kind of. I mean, just a lot of people protested, and he heard everybody's word, and they got their word out. Now he's not actually going to ban it anymore.
Okay, that's the thing. We can change everything, guys. We've done stuff where it can change the world. I want to go back to the past when we protest. This is probably not a big. Actually, this is a major big thing. But let's say to the civil rights way back then, to the 60s and everything, when the African Americans was trying to get their rights to vote and everything else. If you would remember at that time, it was horrible for them. But they kept protesting, and they finally won. They won the long fight, and thank God that we all can be equal here in America. But it comes to a point where, even though that's something so big, and compared to this, like, this is like a small thing in the points of history, it can still show you that we can change history. We can change what's going to happen, because they're trying to push this upon us and take away people's livelihood. And in a sense, this could be in a how you say, a theoretical sense or whatever, or a terminology. I could say could be a form of tyranny from the government, because you're taking away people's jobs for a lot of them, and you're taking away a lot of stuff, and you're hurting a lot of people. So this could be a form of tyranny against the people. And as you know, America doesn't really go for tyranny that much, because come on, the Revolutionary War. But when
If you think about it,
if
aren't they also taking away the freedom of speech?
that's another thing. They could possibly be taking away the freedom of speech for certain channels like this. And there is a big conspiracy theory. Like, they say this could be like mass media, like the big mainstream media trying to take down YouTuber and small YouTubers from reporting on stuff, doing it a sly way so they can have the bigger news outlets. And that's a conspiracy theory. But with everything going on, I wouldn't take it with a grain of salt, everyone. But still, it's a thing to think about. Where could they honestly try to do that? And it's not uncommon. You may think, oh, that only happens in the movie. No, it happens in other places, and I'm sure it still happens here in America. Like, look at China. China, I don't want to talk too much about this because I could get banned in there, but historical-wise, there's people where the governments, like said, like that, will control media and not push anything that affects the government and stuff like that. And it even if you remember, during World War II, Adolf Hitler, he took control of the radio stations. He was trying to control all the media and news outlets and stuff. And it comes to the point, like, even if we're in a democratic republic, like we're not full-blown democracy. If we had full-blown democracy, everyone here in America, we would have mob rule. We are a constitutional republic. We are a constitutional republic, and the thing is, we don't have mob rule, but we do have a voice to be heard that can change stuff. And that's what happens. We do have the right to vote. We do have the right to change stuff, and that's what we're going to do. And even with stuff like that, people will try to hush our voices, push us down, but we will not be pushed down. We will keep going into the end of the night, speak loud, speak proud, and fight against this for everyone. I may be a small YouTuber, but knowing that there has been people who've come to the channel and watched some of these, and I've got comments after the last podcast talking about, oh my gosh, really? And I'm like, yes, some of them didn't even know what was going on. And I've shared information and shared videos, and they have went inside the petition. So the videos are getting out there, even if it's to a small patch of people. The small patch of people will send it out to other groups of people, and it will grow larger and larger, and then we can get there. And the petition right now, I know I made a difference yesterday because we are literally, we was at, I think, 325 or maybe 350, 100,000 yesterday. We are now over that. We are at 403,000 signatures, 345 at the end. So we are legit 100,000, or now, yeah, 100,000 signatures away from 500,000. That's our main goal, and we will probably push to 1 million if we have to. So let's hope everything goes smoothly. Well, it probably won't go smoothly. There will always be giant bumps in the road. But hopefully they can hear our voices. Because I don't care about the revenue. The revenue would be nice if I had it. But I don't care about the revenue. I just care about telling a story and creating. And one of the things I do that is through animating and through gameplays and stuff like that. And it's gonna affect me hard because of that. And not to mention that there's YouTubers who play games just to have fun, and they enjoy letting people watch these games and stuff like that. Like I said, going back to the people who have probably anxiety and depressions, they probably make these funny gameplay moments just for them. And like I said, I don't want to know what the aftermath is of that if it gets taken away. Now, to the other thing, what YouTubers will get affected? As we know, family-friendly, most likely content, animator channels. But what about Minecraft and other gaming channels? One of the people I honestly believe would get hit hard, even though YouTube probably says they won't, it's really not up to YouTube anymore. It's up to the FTC, is the YouTuber Afmal. I want to say I believe, even though her content, I've watched her content, I've watched My Inner Demons, My Street. It has blood, it has some cussing in it, and it has drama and stuff. And it's really great. It's really rated for teens, really, and I can understand that. But you can also understand when a child finds it and wants to watch it, because, she has this cast of colored characters in fantasies and modern stuff. But even if she registered her channel not for kids, the FTC might not see that way, and she can get hit. She could get hit with a fine. Imagine each of her videos, she gets fined $42,000. Pretty much her Blue Jay Studios, or whatever her studio is called now, she has to take it all down. She's no longer able to make content, and that will hurt a lot of people on the platform because a lot of people go to her and watch stuff. And the same thing is with everyone else. There's another guy named New Skate Pro who's starting to do Fortnite machinimas, and he's coming back to do Minecraft stuff. I've been watching some of his stuff. And what happens if he gets hit hard? His little small studio gets taken away. It comes to a point where it has to stop. It's time to stop this. I implore to the FTC, please don't do this. There's a better way to protect our kids. It's best for them to come and work with the community. I say the FTC stops this right now and asks for family-friendly YouTubers to come in, like the big family-friendly YouTubers and regular YouTubers like Afmal, Markiplier, even PewDiePie, come to a meeting at YouTube with the FTC and just have a meeting discussion what they can do to prevent certain stuff and try to find a better solution. Because that way it can be heard by the YouTubers themselves. YouTube won't lose that much stuff, and the FTC can be satisfied in protecting the kids. That seems like a good solution right there. Just find a better way to put it in, because it does seem like YouTube, they could have took a hit for us, but they didn't. And they are trying to help us out right now, but is it too late? I do not know. It shouldn't be too late because we can fight back against the FTC. Okay. Is there any people who
Well,
is watching right now that has their thoughts? Go ahead and talk, headphones, if you have anything.
now, this is just only another conspiracy theory. I'm not saying it's true, but it could be a possibility that all this is secretly for money.
That's another thing. It could be secretly for money, but why would it be? Is it because YouTube's trying to get more money, or is the FTC trying to get more money for stuff? And why go after YouTube if you're trying to do that? It makes no sense, really.
Well, besides Google, I think YouTube is like the second biggest site ever.
That is true and everything, but the thing is, Google is a multi-million or possibly billion-dollar company, and YouTube has been bought by them, and it's one of their great things to promote stuff. So
Mhm.
they got fined $175 million. So technically, Google did.
Yeah.
How wouldn't that be technically kind of a chunk change to them? Like, why? I just don't
Yeah,
know.
that is true, honestly.
So why couldn't they take a hit for us and everything? Like, YouTube has all the money, and they have a new terms of service where it says right there, YouTube has the right to delete your channel if it's not commercially viable. And that's another thing about that. Like, YouTube, would you really delete a channel that is not making money, especially those who does not have monetization on? Like, you have the money, you have tons of money and space. And when you talking about, oh, we need more money to store the videos that's on the server, you have an online cloud server and everything. With, like, you may have like rooms full of little servers where that's storing stuff, but really, it doesn't take that much to store something. Yeah, a lot of stuff may pile up with a whole bunch of users and such, but that's the whole reason why this platform was made, was for that.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be YouTube, not everyone, not government tube, not Google tube. It's YouTube. It's for us to put out there. It's for us to watch stuff. It's for us.
Exactly.
And it's just, okay. Well, we're coming up to the hour mark, and I think that's enough for the podcast. I hope we get the word out. Links in the description below, everyone. I just wanted to share the news with you today. I'm Don the Crusader. This was also with Red Headphones. And like I said, links description below. Go check out everything. Go check out the Twitter account, the FTC. Please go sign the petition and let the FTC know your thoughts and concerns about this, because we have until December 9th to fight back against this. And if you're watching after this, make sure you hit that notification bell button and like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Because I'm almost to 1,000 subs, but that might not matter soon enough. Who knows? Okay. Anything? Final thoughts?
All I can say is just everybody try your best to save this site. This is a lot of people's homes. They
Yes.
rely on YouTube on a lot of stuff that is beyond our comprehension.
True.
So please try your best to get this sorted out.
Well, you heard it here, folks. I'll see you in the next crusade.